I just smelled it. Oh.
Hello all and welcome to the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Nina. Nina, you're known as a bit of a tour de force in the fintech industry, from working at Mastercard, the payments race, Bud, and now Klarna. You're also a massive advocate for women's empowerment and children's education, and you volunteer at a children's charity that breaks down barriers to opportunity for disadvantaged girls by introducing them to the world of work. Pretty much summed up in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think that's you make me sound a lot cooler than I really am, I think.
What's the charity?
The charity is called I Can Be. So I Can Be works with underprivileged girls around school age to introduce them to non-stereotypical career options for them. So specifically, trying to get outside of the bubbles that they might know growing up. So I had the great fortune of meeting the founder when I was at Bud, and hope to continue working with them in the future.
Well, hat off to you there. I of course know you from doing the payments race, which we did from Istanbul to Amsterdam using only beep or contactless, which I believe you actually crossed the finishing line at the same time as Valentina.
And yet won with Stuart, who was the representative of Cash somehow. But yes, that was really fun, and I want to do it again. So let's do it again soon.
Yeah, not right now, where you'd be the ultimate super spreader.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, we've got a few questions for you.
Okay.
And the way that this works is, between each question, we have a chicken wing with a variety of hot sauces. And I believe you have the same selection at home as I have here. Starting off with Frank's Original Hot Sauce.
All right, give it a shake. Here we go.
I'm gonna make a mess. I should point out, are you good with spicy food?
How am I with spice? Well, I'm actually quite embarrassing because, I'm half Indian, for those of you in the audience that are unaware. And I'm just shameful when it comes to spice. My dad has disowned me on that one. So we'll see how this goes, but I've given it a good douse.
Right. You got your wing and your hot sauce?
Yep, I'm ready.
Right. So, you're from the States, a nation notorious for hot wings. What have you been most disappointed by food-wise in the UK? What's been the biggest disappointment since being here?
Oh.
And dig in.
I'm gonna offend people. Okay, this is controversial. I'm not a fan of shepherd's pie. Well, it doesn't have much flavor, does it?
I think shepherd's pie is shepherd's pie is a classic school dinner.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have much flavor to it, does it? Because it's just like, mince and then like mash on top. I don't know, it's quite bland. Definitely no hot sauce in that. I was underwhelmed. I was gonna say Toad in the Hole originally, but...
Ooh, Toad in the Hole. No, I couldn't give you Toad in the Hole. Toad in the Hole is a British classic.
Yeah, so I feel like I couldn't say that, but shepherd's pie is a bit underwhelming, in my opinion. I do love a good Sunday roast. 7 years on, still love a Sunday roast. But it's a pass for me on the shepherd's pie. This is actually quite nice.
I was gonna say, I don't really like spicy food, but Frank's Original Hot Sauce, yeah, I'm on board with that. That's I feel that's a good starter there. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah, that was good. Okay.
Right. Question 2 is with Tabasco.
Okay.
So you got the Tabasco.
So we've got good old Tabasco. I'm learning a lot about these hot sauce brands.
There's I had no idea about this, but there's literally there's like an industry trying to make the hottest spices imaginable. They're literally breeding different chilies together, and it's very, very competitive.
Oh wow, okay. Ooh, I've used a lot. So I am a fan of Tabasco because, and I'm outing myself here being a bit bougie, I am a big fan of oysters. Yeah, so oysters, you always want a nice dash of Tabasco. So this shouldn't be too difficult. Are we eating first?
Well, yeah, let's eat and then I'll go for the question. Let's go with this.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh, that went straight into my nose. Definitely different with chicken. Not quite the same as an oyster, but still pretty good. How are you holding up, Allie?
Yeah, this is not good.
Oh no!
Oh, God. Right, so with that in mind, fintech is critical for democratizing, that's really hard. Fintech is critical for democratizing financial services, but has there been a moment that in fintech embodies that for consumers for fintech? Has there been a moment where you've realized, you know what, it is embodying democratizing financial services? Has there ever been anything we thought this is the best thing at bringing as much financial services as possible to the people?
You know what? Not yet. Well, okay, it kind of depends, right? So we've got a lot of great fintech here in London. We are very proud of our fintech scene here, and I think a lot has been done. But I'm also looking at this through the lens of financial inclusion. And so while there has been democratization of markets, of investment capabilities for sure, I think that we still have a lot of work to do to kind of climb that ladder. There are still so many people that have never even downloaded a banking app. I think during the pandemic, we found out 6 million people downloaded a banking app for the first time. So we have a long way to go in terms of digital fintech. I'm very intrigued to see where we go when we build back better off the back of this and hopefully start catering to different types of communities and serving them better. And I think open banking is going to be a big part of that. I have to plug open banking. So I'm excited to see where we go with that.
If you had to name a fintech though, because for me, one of the watershed moments was I knew nothing about trading and stocks and shares. I was like, oh, that's just, that's something that people do in the business class lounge of an aeroplane. And then for me, it was free trade. That opened such a big door of, do you know what? I can buy a £2 share and I don't have to spend a tenner to buy it.
Well, okay, I'm going to go with something a little bit less sexy. I'm going to say that actually the faster payments infrastructure has been that watershed moment for us that has really moved us towards democratizing finance. And the reason I say that, and as an American, we know that the lack of a real-time clearinghouse in the States is really a penalty on the poor, for sure. But we've been allowed to build so much on top of faster payments. So I think it's something we should definitely be proud of here in the UK. And I'm excited for where we go next with it, because so many of the fintechs, especially here in London, are working to make access to faster payments even easier, like Form 3, for example. So bullish on that for sure.
Great, that's a great answer actually. Do you remember the old days of the batch payments where at the end of the day was when the payment would get through?
I mean, I'm still waiting for my LVEST withdrawal in the States to hit my bank account. And it's been like a week now. And I'm just like, hello, where is my money? I have no idea. So still waiting on that.
Jesus. Right, let's go on to number 3. Number 3 is...
Okay, we've got...
Cholula? Cholula. God,
Cholula.
This is not
okay. Good. Where is Cholula from? Mexico.
I'm gonna say it sounds Latin.
All right. Oh.
Oh God. Yeah. How are you holding up?
Got it. My flatmate, not my flatmate, my my university roommate and we really were roommates because we shared a room, was a big Cholula and Tapatio girl. And she always actually did have hot sauce in her bag, so we'll see where this one goes. Okay.
Right.
You going in?
I'm in. I love you have a bite and you think that's absolutely fine. There we go. Fucking.
Different kind of.
Right, we were talking about watershed moments in fintech.
Yes.
You've got to talk about another watershed moment. Now, there's some sort of election happening in the US. I don't know if you've been following it or if you've sort of seen any of it happening.
Yeah.
There's some sort.
Just a little bit.
I don't know. There's a new vice president.
Indeed, there is.
You've worked at the Democrat Party. You've appeared on BBC News discussing the election. What does this election and the real result, what does that mean to you?
Oh man, Ali, you're gonna try and make me cry. Well, you know, I am someone who, those who know me, is, you'll know I'm very civically engaged, very politically engaged. And I think the past 4 years have been really interesting for everyone, for the world to watch. I think, and here we go. I'm going to bring it back to fintech. I'm going to bring this back to fintech for you. I think that what we have learned is that sometimes there is wisdom in the trodden path. There is definitely value in people who know the system. There is career civil servants are definitely absolute heroes, and what they do to uphold democracy around the world, whether it's here in the UK or in the US. And so I've been very grateful to these people. I'm very excited for this. I mean, in 2018, we had a great turnout, and we had superstars like AOC brought into the House of Representatives, and she's been reelected, and the whole squad has been reelected, and that's really great. But I think, you know, I bang on about diversity all the time. I'm really excited to see leadership that looks like me, quite literally. I'm wearing a t-shirt that says "That Woman from California." The current president referred to our new vice president-elect, Kamala Harris, as "that woman from California." I am also that woman from California, and so it's an incredible thing. And I think not just, you know, in the highest office, but really for everyone. We have the first gay black congressmen that are joining the House of Representatives. We have indigenous people from Hawaii that are going to be in the House. So I think it's really great. And I think just like in fintech, just like in business in general, when you have a more representative leadership, that just reaps so many rewards for people that look like these leaders. So I'm very, very excited.
Do you think that reflects in the fintech community as well? I mean, I would, if you look at the FTSE 250, I believe there are more executives by the name of Dave than there are women.
It's got to be like a Dave or a John, right? Something like that. Yeah, I think we have a long way to go, and it's an interesting one for. I wouldn't say I know the FTSE 100. You know, I couldn't comment as broadly on fast-moving consumer goods or anything, or retail in general. But what I'll say is that in fintech, I think we've been scratching our heads trying to solve this problem for so long. We've sat on all the panels, we've discussed this at length. Every company has a diversity or inclusion officer. It's something that takes time, but I think that we also have to just start thinking that it actually reaps actual business results. It's good for, just as these diverse leaders in the halls of Congress are going to be good for their communities. So too will a more diverse leadership across our fintech community be really great for business and for our sector. So watch this space. Hopefully we'll add some more female founders in the near future.
Excellent. All right, let's go on to number 4. Now, number 4 is, this is Da Bomb. This is
Da Bomb, Beyond Insanity. It is made in Kansas, everyone. I have family in Kansas, so this one's gonna be for them. Oh my god, wow. Oh, I just smelled it. Oh.
Right, okay.
This is gonna be dangerous. Oh my god, okay.
Right, I need a little bit on here. I don't want to get too much. Don't get it on your eyes.
Don't touch your eyes. Okay, here we go.
Right, okay, let me get ready with my question, because based on your reaction to smelling it alone, this is, I have to bring that down a bit. Right.
You've got this, Ali.
Right, you currently work at Klarna, a company famed for reinventing credit. What can microcredit do for people in poor socio-economic conditions? Why is credit important on a small scale? Oh
my god.
No, I'm going on the yogurt. Oh, this is not good. Why do we need microcredit? Oh my god, yeah.
You guys have to bear with me. Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, maybe, oh my god, it burns. This is evil. This was evil. I feel like my tongue is gonna fall out.
You know, I'm gonna change the question. With that in mind, who do you most admire who's doing work within microcredit?
I think the companies that I admire the most that are working in microcredit have to be the ones, oh man. Like Tala, based out in Santa Monica. Tala is definitely one, Kiva as well, that issue microfinance in developing countries. I have always been very impressed by the way that they underwrite their loans using alternative data, or the popular kind of point is if they're paying for top-ups on their mobile devices. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This is I'm super impressed with the way that they're deploying microfinance, because it really, especially in developing countries, has such a way of lifting people into this entrepreneurial state of mind where they're able to do more, whether that's buy a fruit cart and start selling fruit, to hire people to buy more materials or sequins so that they can embroider, whatever it is. I really love seeing Tala and their mission. I think that there's also a space even here in the UK and Europe, in the Western world, for us to deploy microfinance, and in a way that is not necessarily a point of sale financing like we are used to now with buy now, pay later. Oh, I can't feel my tongue. But also just for people who are struggling to cover their cell phone bill, or just need to have a small loan just to get them to the end of the month before payday. I think that there is a huge opportunity in the Western world, and I'd love to see that gap filled. I think that it's really interesting what could be done to borrow from developing countries and from other cultures and transport those types of business models here to the Western world.
The thing that you brought up there that I really want to bring in is, for me, you are you are the most American person that I know. Chime in the US, with the stimulus check, they were basically saying, yeah, if we owe your Prime account, we can give you the money now up front, which in the midst of a pandemic was obviously incredibly useful. And that for me is those little things it's partly microfinance, but it's just really where fintech is being used for good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is something we've all been eagerly watching Ant Financial's IPO, and it's obviously been delayed now, but I think that's something that they really nailed and understood the needs of their customers. So there's a huge opportunity here for us to do that here in the UK, in the US as well. Absolutely.
On that kind of sort of subject, so obviously you're working at Klarna at the moment, and before that you'd worked at Bud, you'd worked at Starling, and I believe you worked in a bar in Paris? I did
indeed.
What's linked all these roles together?
Oh gosh. Well, I think it's more about me and just my infinite curiosity. I always want to know more. I honestly taking the job at the bar in Paris, it started out as kind of a joke, but I was just curious about regular Parisian life. I have not been able to stomach the TV show Emily in Paris, but I think there's a very idealized version of what Paris is for an American in Paris, and so that was part of my curiosity of what is the real Parisian life. And I guarantee you meet a lot of real Parisians when you work at a bar like I did. Since then, I mean, my first Fintech job at Mastercard was just born out of curiosity. I had no idea what the for payment model was at the time, and so it's just been super interesting to take me to the next thing each time. Going on to Bud at the time was super exciting because it was, what is open banking and what does that mean for us? And that was the curiosity that opened the door there. So the common thread is curiosity and just learning, and how does this going to affect the customer in the end.
Right, shall we...
This one is evil, everyone. This is evil.
Well, that one, that's 135 Scovilles. This is Mad Dog, which is 357,000.
I'm gonna start crying just looking at this, Ali.
Right, I haven't opened mine.
Oh my god. Ali, there's a risk warning. It says, this product is to be used at my own risk, and I fully understand the potential danger if used or handled improperly. I think this might finish me. Okay, here we go.
Right, for context, so we live in a world where we're not as unified, I don't think, as we once were. I mean, we've talked about, obviously, the US election, we've talked about fintech as a whole, and I don't think everyone is as unified as we once were.
I was making my eyes water already.
So thinking of the world, how kind of fragmented we are at the moment, and thinking of all some of the amazing, inspiring people that you've had the opportunity to speak with and work with in fintech, what does fintech need to do to bring people together? But let's take a bite out of this first.
Oh my god, Ali.
Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I can't do that. Oh. What is? Oh, I can't breathe. Oh,
I think it's burned my nose hairs.
oh, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no, sorry. In a moment. Hey.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm sweating. Oh my god.
How can fintech bring people together, Nina?
Make them all eat
And
hot
people-
sauce on wings, because they'll all cry together. Oh my god, wow. Wow. Oh.
Oh, no, no, no. I love Monzo. I love Starling. Competition is good. Oh, no. But how can it bring people together?
You know, it's funny because
Oh, no.
I actually think that in normal circumstances, fintech is by nature quite collaborative.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
I think by the nature of what we do, what our missions are across the board, is generally to provide some better experience for customers when it comes to financial services through technology, of course. And so don't touch your eyes, don't touch your eyes.
No, don't touch your eyes. Don't.
And so by nature we are all in some ways and it manifests in different ways quite altruistic. We do want to see good in the world, and I think we tend to kind of in general agree upon that. I think you know, one of the things is that fintech is a small world. So you will bump into people that you perhaps don't get on with well. Different opportunities arise, and that's okay. I think what I'd love to see us do coming out the back end of this is really try it and actually collaborate in a business way, because the more intertwined we all are, the more we all succeed. And I think, you know, we talk about Anne and Tom, but Anne wrote that, you know, even when she's on stage, not this year obviously, but last year at a conference, you know, the panel moderator would ask a question, and it wouldn't be directed to Anne or Tom, but they would look at each other and kind of go, all right, who's going to answer this? We're all probably going to answer it the same way. So I think they're very like-minded, and sometimes people have falling out. I think the more we actually collaborate in a business way, the more our success is kind of mutually assured, and I'd love to see that. And you know, we talk about it. Remember, I mean, God, 2018 was when we did the payments rates from Turkey to Amsterdam, from Istanbul to Amsterdam, and you know, the name or the phrase on everyone's lips was collaboration, 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 and that was definitely between incumbents and fintech. And I think we should definitely also now push to see collaboration between fintech and fintech as well. Fintech and government, fintech and banks, all of it. We are very lucky to have this same kind of almost altruistic push of improving financial services in our industry. So we should continue trying to do that together. And I'm sure I'm not the first person to say it. I miss the in-person events. I miss the conferences. I miss Fintech Cocktail Club and the networking drinks and being able to see everyone. But till we meet again. We're just gonna keep doing this and keeping each other safe and backing each other up and bigging each other up when we can. I think we're pretty good at it, and I think that there are a few people that have grudges, and you're always gonna have divas. I mean, look at me, right? Such a diva. But we love each other at the end of the day.
Very well said. I always think that I don't even know who tweeted it, but I saw it and it stuck with me, which was the enemy here is mediocrity. That's who everyone should be rallying against.
Absolutely, couldn't have put it better. I definitely think that's the case. Oh wow. And maybe when we all get together and we subject everyone else to these.
Nina, where can we find out more about you?
You can find out more about me on Twitter, obviously, at Nina Mohanty. You can find me on LinkedIn. Feel free to slide into my DMs, have a chat. I always love meeting new people. Cheers from my milk, from my dairy to your dairy.
Cheers.
Amazing.